Okay, guys, what's up? I got the keys here back with another video. It's been a minute, but life has been busy. I've been working long days and um, the holidays and everything. It's just been a lot. So, yes, I've had time to make videos. I've been stalling on it. I will not lie to you. Um, but, uh, ultimately, uh, what the message is today is to tune in to your intuition, okay? And this means being in tune with your wishes, right? Being in tune is almost a way of saying to match the vibration or the frequency of the thing that you're desiring. And so it's, the state of consciousness that has that thing, that already is that person that has those things, or the thing that you desire, right? Whether that be a new level of yourself, a healthy version of yourself, a wealthy version of yourself, a anything, right? And that comes with cars, money, houses, relationships, friends, everything. Okay. So I know you've probably heard this before of like, it's almost like tuning a radio or a TV. Okay. So you notice how when you tune a radio, you change the frequency, you change the station. And then on that frequency, it's playing a certain song. Okay. So it's the same way with consciousness. It's like you tune in to a certain vibration of whatever you're manifesting, um, which really you're just remembering that you've already brought this into fruition, okay? So you're having the thought of the thing, and then you're going to imagine what that thing looks, feels, sounds, all of these things, right? And then anything that you can see in your imagination can be brought into reality, okay? Now, there can be some like subconscious blocks sometimes where we don't realize where we're holding ourselves back. Um, and I know a lot of people are against AI, but if AI helps you to remove these blocks, guys, use it. And I know people will say like, "Oh, it's taking up all the water," and this is a fear-based programming, guys, because while AI may be using more water or whatever, water is infinite. It is supplied by God. Therefore, water never runs out. Okay? They can tell you this all they want. It is a lie. Um, Now, yes, is it using more energy? Probably. But there's ways that we can change that and make it more efficient, right? Just because it's not that way at this moment doesn't mean it can't be. So, again, back to this radio station. So if you're tuning into a certain radio station of, let's say, fear, and you're like, oh, like, what am I going to do if I lose this money? What am I going to do if this car breaks down? What am I going to do if I lose my apartment? This is a state of fear, okay? And this is a frequency that you're going to feel in your body. It's going to feel like tightness. It's going to feel like restriction. Your teeth are clenched together. The jaw is clenched. That's what fear feels like, right? It feels like you're losing something. It's like, oh, I'm losing something. But tell me how you can lose something if you are everything. Go ahead. Okay, so if you can't lose anything, then that means you're an abundant being, and that means that everything that you are desiring is already here for you. And I know that that's, thinking from the 3D mind, you're like, what are you talking about? Like, none of this stuff is here. But in your imagination, everything is right here. It's, if you can visualize it, then it's there. Now, when it'll show up in your 3D reality is a choice of you and divine timing, right? So, first of all, you have to take the actions and the steps to bring this thing into fruition. So, like, let's say you're trying to manifest a car, okay? And this car is on a certain frequency. And don't worry about how much it costs. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about how you're going to get the money. what you want to do is take steps of, first of all, imagining that car in your mind down to the specific color, the specific type of interior you want, the type of transmission it is, how it sounds, all of these things, okay? Get super clear on what it is, and keep that picture in your mind. Keep doing it until it's embedded, right? It's embedded into the body. You can feel it, how you can feel it literally, like the excitement of driving the car, the excitement of having that car, and it really embodying that, which means embodying, right? It's in the body. So now you feel in the heart, which amplifies emotions, okay? So feeling is the secret, right? We all know this. And feeling what it's like to have that car right now. And then you can also take steps like going to the dealership, test driving the car, right? Just seeing what that car feels like. How does it feel like to be driving that car? And so some people can do this without doing that. But if it helps you to go out in the physical world and do something, do it, right? And also, so like, for instance, I'm working on getting my teeth done. And one thing that, you know, has come to my mind about it is just plan the, you know, to go get them cleaned, to get them checked out, and just see what the dentist says, right? And so that's taking a step towards my manifestation, right? Like, you can't just sit around and imagine things. Like, it's not going to work. I mean, some things can work that way, yes. And I mean, depending on how delusional you can get, right? But most of the time, your subconscious is not believing that, right? So you have to take steps in the physical world sometimes to amplify how it feels, amplify how you're thinking about it. And yeah, so it's like taking those little actions can implant seeds of, okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought it was. Because, you know, your mind makes up all these situations of how am I going to pay for the doctor's visit? How am I going to pay for the this, that, and the other thing? And you know, et cetera, et cetera. How am I going to afford the down payment? How am I going to afford this? And blah, blah, blah. This is all the mind story. But truly, if you're having true faith in God, which is your highest self, right? Then why wouldn't God be able to bring this thing to you in some other way? Okay. If you really think that God is all powerful, almighty, and all knowing, don't you think God would be able to bring this to you in some crazy way that you wouldn't even be expecting? Maybe even a better version of the car than you were imagining, or a better deal on the teeth, right? And so this is the point that I'm getting to in, you know, my own manifestations. And although I don't always see action in the physical world, this is still me embodying things. Like, I'm still learning to integrate. And so that's another thing I want to say is I'm on this journey with you guys. Like, you're not alone, okay? This is all a process of remembering who we are. So, you know, every day is a new step, a new direction, a new thought, a new version of being. So don't be afraid to let go of your old self and bring in the new self. Sometimes that looks like things falling apart. You know, sometimes it looks like losing relationships. It looks like losing friends. It looks like your car breaking down. Okay. Just try to take everything as a sign and guidance. Okay. Typically, a sign is something that, you know, means your manifestation is already done. Okay. So if you're seeing like the numbers and like the repeating numbers and this, you know, you're getting the signs in the physical world of people saying to you what you've been saying to yourself in you know, silence, in your own meditations, and etc. Maybe you catch a song that has those things, those words that you've been saying to yourself in it. Those are signs that your manifestation is working. It's already here, okay? So stop trying to wait on things. And now, I'm not saying not to wait, you know, because obviously you have to wait for time to catch up. from an imagination to physical. Okay, but you don't want to be waiting forever. So it's like it's accepting that the thing is already here and it'll come in when it's ready, right? Um, and the sooner that you can, I don't like saying detach, but it is what it is, you know. The sooner you can detach from, you know, how that thing's going to come in and how it will happen, etc., then it'll happen. Now, like I said, the universe has to bring things together for you to manifest that thing. So it might look like getting a new job with more money, or some maybe a family member passes away and you get an inheritance, and this money comes in to buy the car, right? Or whatever. Just examples. But, you know, there's so many ways that the universe could bring something to you, and we don't think of it that way. But that's because we're so used to having to work hard for everything and, you know, bust our asses just to get something we want. That was the old me. Trust me, I've been there. And I still to this day have some of that, you know, implanted into me of working hard and, you know, but even at this job I'm at now, you know, I'm learning to just work. Like I don't have to work hard. I just go to work, do my job, and come home. It's not about how hard I'm working. It's just how am I believing that I'm showing up there. So, you know, in other words, if I believe my boss is seeing me as lazy, this, that, the other thing, he's going to see me that way. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes there is their own version of that, but again, everybody is you pushed out. So if the boss is coming up to you and pissing you off in some sort of way, think about it as you are really pissing yourself off. And I know that that can be hard to grasp, but it is, and it's really what it is. It's like, uh, even the more you embody your higher self, you'll start to have people come in that reflect that to you, and that you know, reflect your love right back to you. But there's also the people that will come in to show you your shadows and the things you haven't accepted about yourself. So just be aware of your surroundings, guys. Be aware of what's going on, and you know, how the whole game is playing out. Okay, so with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you got something informative out of this. Love, peace, and blessings.